who I've got. I have got this awesome homesteader right here with me, and he came into my store, and your name is?
I'm Stephen Forrest.
And so I'd like to introduce you to Stephen Forrest, and he brought this flyer in because he's having a homesteading event in
Albertville, Alabama on June 1st through the 4th.
Woohoo! That's just a skip, hop, and a jump from where I live in Fort Payne. It's really close. And I thought that it would be really awesome to get the word out because this is your first ever, right?
It's not the first ever, but it's the first in the last 3 years, I think, that we're getting back into it.
All right. So I thought that it would be just awesome if you would tell folks about who's coming and what's going to happen and just all the little stuff they need to know about coming to your event. It's homesteading, guys. And everybody's into homesteading these days because prices are so high on groceries and there's chemicals and pesticides. So everybody's wanting to produce nutritious and healthy foods and do things more back to basic, right?
Exactly. You know, and that's kind of one of the focuses of this event. You know, it's the North Alabama Homestead Conference. We feel that it's important for people to reconnect with the earth. You know, to get back into the dirt, basically, get your hands dirty, get out there and start growing your own food and keeping animals, you know, providing for yourselves rather than depending on all the systems that are out there. You know, this event, it's also focused on health.
Oh yeah.
The health of a homestead, because I don't know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who call themselves homesteaders and they tried doing the homestead lifestyle, but they're still very dependent on the grocery store and whatever else, you know, to help provide for them.
So is this about how to make yourself 100% food-wise, non-dependent on any source but what's on your property?
Well, it could certainly lead to that.
Awesome.
Now, it may take a lot more work. You know, my wife and I, it's just the two of us, and we were going over how much we would have to plant this summer in order to provide a year's worth of everything, you know, and that's a lot. If you've got more than two people, you know, you can just exponentially you know, grow that number of plants that you'd have to.
Well, if you have more than two people, though, you have more hands at the plow.
That's absolutely true. But again, it takes a lot more plants to begin with, and then preparation and storing of the food and proper storage of the food and all of that. So
I guess this, in some ways, also it helps you with how to use the space you have.
Yes, we're going to be focusing on organic gardening and just how to take advantage of all the space that you do have to make the most of all the space that you have.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are into that right now. They're into box gardens. I know my mom does that. She said just recently on a video I did, she said, Kim, in this little space right here, I produce as much food, if not more, than I did when me and Daddy was plowing that big old garden space out there and working ourselves to death to keep the weeds and the bugs and the critters out of it. And they just have the area where a pool, an above ground pool used to be, and she's producing her vegetables right there in box gardens, and she's producing more than she was in the space that she used to do.
Well, with proper soil management, you can produce tons more food, companion planting, and things like that to make your efforts more fruitful. I guess is the one way of putting it.
I know that she grows certain crops before she's planting her food crops to use in what she calls as green fertilizer.
Exactly.
And then she chops it up and leaves it on the ground to rot.
Cover cropping.
Yeah, and then and it's just a small space, so it's not so hard for her. She's in her late 70s, and she can get out there, her and Dad, which is in his early 80s, and they can work that space right there and still have wonderful food that they made themselves and was organically grown throughout the year, because she cans and preserves it, like you say.
And that's a huge step towards becoming self-sufficient. And You know, there's a lot more steps to it, obviously, but just growing a portion of your own food and knowing somebody else who grows a portion of their food and being able to trade and building that community and building a network, of people. That's, you know, that's another focus of this whole, this event has so many facets to it that some people don't even realize it.
Well,
you know,
in that concept then, who is going to be coming and what facets are they going to be? Is this going to be different speakers or is it booths? Okay.
Yes.
Tell us about these people and what they're going to bring to the show, you might say.
Okay, well, as I said, it's June 1st through the 4th. There is camping available for people who want to come and stay for the whole 4 days. But we've broken the weekend up into different aspects. Thursday is a meet and greet day for the vendors who are going to be there, as well as the people who may be coming to camp, getting set up. There'll be some entertainment on Thursday evening. There's a Cherokee flute player named Jimmy Yellowhorse who's coming down to play. He's going to be doing a Cherokee theater and putting on a show for folks on that night. Now Friday will be kind of centered around vendors out there with their products, and then also demonstrating their products, giving you an example of how to use these products and what they can do for you.
So is that going to be like vendors who are selling things that you would take back and use on your farm?
Absolutely.
To enhance your gardening or your animal production and stuff like that? Okay.
Absolutely.
What's an example of one of the most interesting vendors you think's coming?
Oh, well, we have a guy who is a organic meat producer right over here in, it's right near Albertville. He grows all of his cattle. He grows pork also. And he does it all organically right there locally and sells it in a store on his property.
Oh, how awesome.
And it's within 10 miles of where this event's going to be taking place.
Oh, that's going to be nice. Just knowing where he is, I could go shop.
Yeah, Jimmy Williams is his name.
All right.
Jimmy Williams at, help me out, Skip. Arrowhead Country Store.
Oh, okay.
Over there in Albertville.
All right.
But, and that's just an example. But we've got people who are coming to talk and teach extensively about different aspects of homesteading and things that people need to know in regards to the importance of health and staying healthy and becoming healthy after, if you do get sick. For instance, Darryl Patton.
Oh, I love him.
Darryl Patton is probably the premier herbalist in the country at this point. Certainly in the Southeast, certainly here in Alabama, but he's nationwide. He's international.
I went to one of his walking trips in the woods. Oh, it was awesome. I did some videoing on that, and I put the video on YouTube of us being out in the woods, and he taught me so much just in a couple of hours out in the woods, and it's just awesome. And
that's what he'll be doing. He's gonna talk and just give a presentation to folks, but then he will also be offering nature walks and going out identifying wild edibles and wild medicinals and letting people try them, and get out there and figure out and find out what it is that you can eat and what will heal you, what will make you feel better, and all these things, and he'll be doing that. He'll be talking about it on Friday. He'll be giving his presentation on Friday, and then on Saturday he'll be doing the walks, the nature walks.
Okay, I have to butt in right here. If there is no other reason that you come to this seminar, it's because you want to see Darryl Patton and you want to learn from him and go on his nature walks. There is nothing like it. He actually was schooled by a gentleman, Tommy Bass, and so you don't want to miss anybody that had physical contact with Tommy Bass and learn from him. Hello, kitty kitty. By the way, this is the store cat who is in charge of personal relations and pest control, which is sort of like homesteading, but she's gonna get down there. She thinks she has to be in videos.
Yeah.
just
Okay.
to make a presence.
Okay, so you know, there's that aspect of it, and then we have Shelly Adams has been a registered nurse for 31 years. She's going to talk about the future of health on a homestead. She's going to talk about well, the future of health care in the United States, really, and how things are changing, and the fraud and the abuse and the waste that goes on in the system.
Oh, that is the truth.
But also ways around it. You know, how to prevent it happening to you. You know, Michael White. You may have heard of Michael White.
I don't think I have. Tell me.
Michael White, if you've ever heard of the Buck's Pocket Steakhouse, Michael White owns the Buck's Pocket Steakhouse. He is the only man that I know of who fought a lawsuit against a major corporation and won.
Wow.
I can't go into details about it, really, because it's not my business. It's his business, and if he wants to elaborate on it, you know, that's his choice. But he's going to be talking about what's in your food.
Oh.
What's contaminating the food that people are growing.
The more I learn about what's in the food at the fast food places, it's like I have decided not to investigate Captain D's just so there's one place I can still eat.
Well,
Because I don't eat at all the other places now.
we have just about completely given up fast food. There's maybe one or two that we eat once or twice a year as far as fast food goes, but everything else, if it doesn't come out of the lake on our property or the chicken run in our backyard or the garden in our backyard, we try to stay away from it.
Yeah. The things that I found out about what's in the meat, in processed meat patties, and what they do to it before it's served and before it's even given to the restaurant or the grocery store for you to purchase is so horrific that I can no longer eat anything that's processed. I just can't do it. It's just, I can't do it.
Okay, next on the list, Dr. Patricia Glover. She is a medical doctor who I would say became disillusioned with modern medicine and is now just totally immersed in the natural healing, the use of essential oils and herbs and vegetables and proper diet, and the woman is a absolute wealth of information. She is so knowledgeable. I think she probably talks this in her sleep. She can talk about healthy eating and how to prevent illnesses in her sleep. She's an amazing woman. She knows so much, and her talk alone is worth the cost of admission. You know, and we can keep going from there.
Well, that's sort of, so on Saturday it's going to be a lot of people teaching, and then that evening, do you have any particular entertainment or particular evening plans, or is it just rest up?
Okay, well, that was what I'm discussing here. Basically, Friday.
Oh, that was Friday.
That's the Friday.
That was just Friday, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Friday evening, we're having a bluegrass concert with a lady named Mean Mary James and her brother Frank James. They're coming out of Nashville, and they're really great. If you haven't seen them, check them out on YouTube.
And what was their name again?
Mean Mary James. And her
Mean Mary James, not Jane. I thought you said Jane at first, so I want to make sure that everybody out there heard. It's Mean Mary James. YouTube them,
Yep.
YouTube them, and get a little sample of the music and see if you can't not live without it.
She's a bluegrass singer, and her brother Frank James is coming with her. He plays guitar and other instruments.
All right.
But that's Friday, okay? Now, on Saturday, all these classes are going to be taking place throughout the day. And like I said, Friday is a vendor-centric with demonstrations and speaking going on. Saturday is a day of classes. From start to finish, it's classroom, hands-on, get out there and do it. That's when the wild edible walk will be happening. We'll be conducting a firearms safety class. And from firearms safety, I'm talking fundamentals of marksmanship to safe handling to how to clean your weapon. If you don't know how to do that, break it down and clean it. Talking about the different calibers, you know, just it's going to be a full spectrum type of you know, firearm encompass conversation and classroom. We've got a guy coming to teach about beekeeping.
Ooh, that's one of my favorites.
There's a guy coming to talk to you about and teach you about building solar panels, off-grid solar panels.
That is so awesome. I just told Steve this week, Steve, we go in projects, you know, we'll just get our notion to do something and we'll focus on it. And I said, Steve, can our next project be in making solar panels and coming off-grid some? And he was like, sure.
Yeah.
And so that is our next focus.
Well, Lucas Cameron with Seven Trumpets Prepper will be coming down from Tennessee to teach that class. We have the Auburn University with the Extension Office will be teaching hydroponics, a hands-on hydroponics class. The Old Alabama Gardener from YouTube, maybe you've heard of him, I don't know, he's coming to teach organic gardening.
And you have milking goats and cheese making.
Well, we're going to have people there teaching how to
yarn spinning.
When I say milking goats, that'll encompass more of actually an animal husbandry. It's not just how to milk a goat, but it's how to care for your animals overall.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're going to have somebody there teaching off-grid welding.
Ooh.
You know, cheese making. Probably going to be goat cheese because that's the milk we're going to have. Yarn spinning. Not Jimmy Yellowhorse. Alice Brown will be teaching brain tanning, how to cure deer hides.
Oh, okay.
Making charcoal, bentonite clay, bow drill making. All these things are going to be happening. But you know, and then of course the Homestead Health will be another intensive class with Dr. Pat and Nurse Shelley.
Making charcoal and making bentonite clay.
Well, making charcoal and the use of bentonite clay.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Build your own solar panels. I remember that one. Hydroponics.
And the way the classes are scheduled, we have 2 courses basically running throughout the day with the classes staggered so that if you want to go to one class that's scheduled at the same time, you can catch it later on in the day, you know. But there's just there's so much information that's going to be happening at this event. It's hard to sum it all up in just a short video.
Well, you're going to have classes from 9 o'clock until 5 p.m. So there'll be definitely your money's worth right there just in those classes.
Right, and that's just Saturday. Again, on Sunday from 9 to 2:30, we're going to have the same classes.
So if you miss one, you can then
if you miss one, you can catch up on it the next day.
Oh, that's awesome.
But see, it's also a very kid-friendly event.
Oh, that's good.
You know, we're going to have activities for children from building birdhouses. Home Depot is going to come out and teach kids how to build birdhouses. You know, Seven Pines Survival is from Tennessee. Collinsville, sorry. Seven Pines Survival. Wildcrafting and forest discovery walks for kids. And then Jimmy Yellowhorse and his wife will be teaching children how to make blowguns.
Oh, so so there's blowguns for children, wildcrafting and forest discovery walks, and then there's also building birdhouses. Ooh, that's nice. We just built a bat house.
Did you?
Yes.
You know, those are becoming popular. A lot of people are putting bat houses.
Yeah, the local forestry people was doing the classes, and so I took Steve's son and my grandchild, and they had a thing where it was a class, and they didn't paint it there, but you built it there, and they gave you everything to teach you how to make a bat house, and we still have 2 proud bat houses now on the farm, and we're hoping the bats will move in. But bird houses is something I really want to know how to build, because at one point my dad built bird houses, and I just had them everywhere, and now the years have passed to the point that they've started disembobulating.
Well, you know, interesting thing about bird houses, and I didn't know this until I spoke with somebody about it several months ago. The size of the hole in a birdhouse
determines the
type of bird
that will holes in it, like a birdhouse condominium, as say. Only, I think a couple of kinds of birds will actually go in there, because most birds doesn't want any other kind of bird anywhere near their nest.
Right.
And then there's the direction in which you point the birdhouse has a lot to do with it as well. Birdhouse, it's a science.
Yeah, it is kind of.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it.
All right, so is there, I know that you talked about the one music group or gentleman, and then the other music group. Is there any other night activities that we've not talked about that's music or something going on that we should say that we missed?
Well, the Frankie Lackey will be doing the Cherokee Theater, outdoor Cherokee Theater, Saturday evening at 6 p.m.
Oh, that'll be nice.
He's going to be, it's basically a one-man theater, and he speaks in Cherokee, and his wife, I believe, translates it, right? Skip? Yeah.
Ooh.
And if you don't know, Skip's sitting over there. But he speaks it in Cherokee, and his wife translates what he says to the crowd in English. And it's actually a very moving.
I was just going to say, I was getting chill bumps, because that sounds like that would be a very moving event.
It really is.
All right, so in synopsis, this, for people who want to arrive, I know you said that Thursday is more about getting the vendors set up.
And campers.
And the campers coming. If you're not camping, then when are you supposed to come for the first time?
Okay, so in an effort to accommodate as many people as we can, and still cover the expense of doing this, we've revamped our pricing some. It's $100 for the 4-day weekend. It includes camping.
Is that per person or per family?
It's per person,
Per person.
adult. 15 and under are free.
Oh, that's nice.
On Friday, we're opening the gate for a $10 daily ticket to come in on Friday and partake of the vendor fair and all the demonstrations. Okay. Now on Friday, if you're there on Friday and there's something that you want to come back to on Saturday or Sunday, you can register to come back for $60 for the all-day event for the classes on Saturday.
All right. So to make sure I get this, so if you're camping and you're coming for the whole weekend, it's $100.
Right.
And if you want to come on Friday, it's a $10 fee. So if you're just local, you live here, you'd like to come and enjoy Friday's activities, that's $10. And then if you find out while you're there that you just can't live without more, you can pay $60 a person, and you can come back and forth. But this doesn't include camping for Saturday and Sunday's events.
Yes.
Okay, and is that also 15 and under is free?
15 and under is free across the board.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. And on the camping, is this completely primitive?
Yes, it is. It's Creekside at Short Creek in Albertville. Creekside camping, primitive camping, showers. There will be
Portable toilets.
Portable toilets.
Okay,
yeah.
so there'll be portable toilets, and there is a shower house, or there isn't?
There's a primitive shower facility.
A primitive shower facility, okay. And the toilets will be portable, and that's pretty normal for events like this. That's, you have it at a really nice pasture or wooded area, and you just put lots of those things out, and it works really great. Will there be a running water location where people can come up and get running water to go back and wash hands and things like that with?
Yes, we're putting up a water catchment system with a filtration system also.
Okay.
That's one of the demonstrations that'll be going on, is this water filtration, the quality of the filtration, where you can take water straight out of a creek, pour it through this filter, and drink it. But we'll have the water there if people just want to wash their hands and clean up whatever.
And they can fill a water container and carry it back to their tent,
yeah,
things like
yeah,
that.
Absolutely.
When you have children, you need a jug of water
Yes,
when you're camping.
absolutely.
There's just a constant little wash them up. Baby wipes are nice to some degree, but
And what I forgot to mention was the door prizes.
ooh,
There will be door prizes daily. They're going to vary in what they are. So maybe a dozen eggs, maybe a plant of some assortment. My wife has got a greenhouse full of plants, and she's going to donate some to them.
Did you get a door prize from us?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I don't think
We
so.
are the biggest door prize giver in the county. We put 2 bars of soap in a bag and stick a little bow on it and hang one of our business cards on it to everybody who walks in the door and has any type of charitable event or community event that they're doing. So we must make sure that you don't leave home with that one. You don't leave here with that one
Sounds
today. All right. So, okay. So now where do they go to register?
Okay. You can find information on the event at the North Alabama Homestead Conference on Facebook.
Okay.
North
Alabama Homestead Conference, and that is a page on Facebook.
That is a Facebook page. There is also an event page associated with it, but
Okay.
it will link you back to the main page.
Okay, so if you're on Facebook and you're not real computer savvy, there is always a little search box on Facebook up at the top for if you're wanting to search for a friend's name, basically when you're trying to find somebody. But instead of putting in a friend's name, if you put in the words North Alabama Homestead Conference, then the next page will show you a list of things that fit that search criteria, and of course North Alabama Homestead Conference will be one of those, and you can click on it and it will take you to that page. Do they have to join the page or anything, or is it just hit the like button?
No, it's just like, they just like to share. They can go in and like different posts on the event.
All right, so I want to just, I know but if for those of you who are too far away to be able to come, please help by liking and sharing this page on your Facebook, because as we all have people on our friends list that don't live right where we do, somebody else might be in the zone or be willing to make it to the zone, and they're going to find out because of you.
That's right.
That's right.
That's the power of social media.
That's right. That's the power of social media. So if everybody would not only share this video, but go right here and share this page, we would so appreciate it.
But to register for tickets, to buy tickets, the address is www.yahshomestead.com. That's www.yahshomestead.com. And that's
Y-A-H.
YAHS.
Y-A-H-S. Homestead.com.
Yeah, all one word, yahshomestead.com. And there will be an events tab at the top of the homepage on that website that'll drop down. You can go in there and do the pricing. There's several different packages that you can choose from.
All right. Now, on that, we came to this point, but we forgot. On Thursday, if you're not camping, but you are registered, and you're not just registered for the Friday day visit or the Saturday and Sunday day visit package, but you're registered for the full package, but you're not camping, when is the earliest you can arrive on Thursday?
On Thursday, the gates will open at noon.
At noon. Okay.
Yeah.
And is that noon for campers too, or are they allowed to come in early?
That's the gate. The gates are open at noon.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
It,
So
if you're camping or not, and you want to come on Thursday, you're welcome to come out. We're going to have a bonfire and the Cherokee flute that night. Sitting around. If you got a guitar, bring your guitar out. We'll sit around the bonfire and play guitar and tell some lies, I guess. I don't know. But it's going to be a great time. This is going to be an event that I don't think people should miss.
I don't either.
There's just too much going on. For the price, you're getting 10 times the value for what it's going to cost you to come.
All right, so let's say that you saw this video and you had a complication when you went to the website for some reason, or you have a question. We're not going to call the number on the screen because this event will pass, but this video will live forever. And so we're going to put the phone number and a link in the description, and then after the event's over, then we'll take the phone number out. And then when the next convention comes in, I can then go in and put in new information in the description saying, hey, there's another one coming up this year at blah, 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 and here's your link and your phone number.
Right.
But that way you can call and get help over the phone, and they'll be happy to do so, I heard. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah.
There you
if you
go.
have any questions, just give us a shout and we'll try to answer your questions for you.
All right, so is there anything that we missed?
I don't think so.
All right.
Is there
then.
anything else you want to know?
I can't think of anything. I think I've interrupted you.
No.
Every possibility, because as soon as I would catch something, I'd be like, no, I got to have more about that.
Well, I'm also here trying to read my chicken scratch on notes that I wrote down here. So, but you know, again, I can't emphasize enough the value that's going to be in one spot for a 4-day weekend here in June. And if you're interested in homesteading, if you are a homesteader and you have questions about things, you know, and even if it's not something that's on this list, if it's something you want to learn about, somebody here is going to know how to do it.
Absolutely.
And you can find out from those people, because
the vendors are going to be out there the whole time,
Absolutely.
just waiting for you to come by their booth.
They're going to be selling the things that you need for your homestead.
Yeah.
You know, I know I've said it 3 or 4 times. You don't want to miss this.
All right. Now you have a YouTube channel as well.
I do.
And what is your YouTube channel name?
Mine is Warrior Farm Homestead.
Warrior Farm Homestead. So I'll put a link down here in the description as well, but you can also go over and see his videos. I have been persuading him to put more on, and he's thinking about it, and everything. And you can learn from his homesteading videos. That's what they are, right?
Well, you know, I try to put out things that are informative. You know, some people get more value out of them than others. But you know, things that I'm experienced throughout the day, or if I'm doing a project of interest that I think might be of interest to people, then I try to record it and put it out there.
So you're gonna learn something.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get information out to people. I'd love to have thousands of videos out there where I could teach people every aspect of everything that they wanted or needed to know. But you know, I do things at my pace, I guess, and whether or not I remember to have my camera on me or not, whatever.
We were out hiking this weekend, and we were hiking beside the river, and my grandson was with us, and Steve had his son with him, and my grandson's 6. He's 6, isn't he? Or he's 6?
No, he's 7.
He's 7, and there was a place, and I had on my good tennis shoes, and I'd already washed them once in the washing machine, and tennis shoes just don't wash that many times before they start falling apart. And I didn't have on my hiking tennis shoes that I don't care how long they last. I had my good tennis shoes on just by chance. I don't know why. And so literally the trail disappeared, and there was just river. And Wesker had fell in the water a couple of times happily, and so I said, hey Wesker, and I was gonna have to like climb an embankment all the way across to not get in the water, and I said, hey Wesker, I said, you want to go through there and see if the trail, you know, dries up on the other side? And he was so cute stomping through the water on that trail, and my fiance said, oh, if we just had the camera. Because you just miss those wonderful little things you can share.
Yeah.
So you got to carry that camera around more often.
I do. I mean, it's on my phone, so you know.
Well, then you have that.
But you know, for instance, I'm out there working on my beehive or something, and something interesting happens, or I find something interesting, and I don't have my phone with me. I left it on the counter in the house, so it's that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But,
well, we just didn't think that hiking trip was going to be video worthy, but I'm telling you, that was a video worthy moment. It was the cutest little thing you've ever seen him tromping through there, just as happy as he could be, just marching through there.
That is an example of the importance of being back in nature. Look at how happy a kid is when he's walking through the woods.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, he was driving us crazy because it was raining. We were on our last hare, and it finally let up, and I said, let's go hiking and get us a picnic together. And the rest of the day, that child was just on cloud 9. He was so happy, and when we got home, he just crashed. I had no trouble getting him to sleep. He was dead tired. We'd hiked the daylights out of him. And he had loved every minute of it. And Jacob had too, and he went to bed early as well. They were just like wore out.
It'll do it to you.
It'll do it to you. Let me tell you something. You want to sleep good at night?
Climb the mountain.
That's right. Or get out and work in your garden all day.
Yeah.
You want to sleep good? Work in your garden. Build you a garden. No more sleeping problems. I'll sell you some lavender stuff to go with it. All right. Well, we've chewed your ear off long enough, but I want you to make sure that you go to North Alabama Homestead Conference on Facebook. I want you to be sure to go to www.yahshomestead.com, and I want to make sure you understand that this is going on June 1st through 4th, 2017, and is there a cutoff on registering? In other words, can you register right up to the last day?
Right up to the last day, yeah.
Right up to the last moment.
And again, you can come on Friday for $10. And if you want to come back on Saturday and Sunday, you can pay on
$60.
Friday
It's
evening.
sort of like $30 a day combo.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And that's worth every penny, I think. Just to see Darryl Patton, I mean, that right there is just.
Well, not to get too deep into Darryl's business, but he charges what we're charging for 4 days for 1 day.
That's right.
You know.
And you're going to have a hold of him for 4 days.
Right.
But you can't sneak him back to your tent later, okay? All right. Bye, everybody.